If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's start this weekend off right. Roll up. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room, what's going on, y'all? Hey, it's Friday. I hope y'all feeling good, man. I hope y'all feeling well. Hope your families are doing good. Hope y'all in good spirits, man. Hope y'all had a good week. Getting to the money, getting to the goals, achieving everything that you have thought about and put on your goal board. What do they call it? What's the board? I forgot the name of that board shit. You know what I'm talking about. Vision board. Yeah, there we go. I know I was missing something. Sorry, it's the marijuana. GMS fam, the green room. Go ahead and check into the live chat. Let me know you are in here. You know we start out every show with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward, hoping that you pass it along as well. Tap into the live chat. Let me know that you are in here. Shout out where you're from. I see you. Carlos is here. Aries Baby G is here. Daryl is in the building. Kid Gravity Beyond is in the building. Trey 979 is in the building. Tap in. Where you're from. We have some things to discuss, but we have to start out with the obvious, okay? Have to start out with the obvious. Now, ever since I have caught wind of who Taharka Bey is, which was after the notorious slap, I've tried to do my due diligence because I'm not one person that likes to judge somebody based off of a moment in time that was unfavorable to them. You know what I'm saying? I like to try to see who that person is, or at least try to get an idea, okay? The jokes and the roasting is one thing, but actually seeing what somebody is different, okay? Now, with that said, I have only gotten to know the fact that he is extremely obsessed with Tariq Nasheed. And to the point where he is traveling across the country to try to get information on the man, and then going about his way to try to claim that, you know, he's an agent. First and foremost, what is an agent going to do in 2023? What is an agent going to do that the government hasn't already figured out? What would be the purpose of somebody infiltrating a group or infiltrating a culture when they have literally no reason or no use for us to do it at all? All they have to do is tap cell phones, tap computers, tap records. They can literally follow you themselves. They have technology that they literally don't need a spy. This is not the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. They do not need spies. So the informant shit is very weird, and I think it's just a way to try to, catch people's eyes and ears and try to get them to think certain things and be on that conspiracy wave. But it's actually wild how much this man pays so much attention to this one person and is trying to convince so many people that he's not good for motherfuckers, or that he's an informant, or he's an agent, that he's lying to people. And like I said, I'm not over here I'm just looking for I'm looking for at shit how it is. I'm not here picking sides. I don't know if Tariq is an informant. I don't know if Tariq is out here just saying what needs to be said to get people on his side to make money. I don't know that. But one thing that I'm seeing is this one person dedicating their life to trying to prove that a person isn't good for the community. Now, here's what I start realizing when I hear the things that he says and the so-called proof that he has on Tariq Nasheed. Listen to this, man. We said it before. We talked about the devices that he caught on camera with random white men on top of buildings. Don't know what they were doing. Them niggas could have been up there fixing some shit, or they could have literally been there to spy on Tariq himself, being the person that he is. But lo and behold, the blame was put on him. Here's the thing that I feel about this situation when it comes to Tariq and when it comes to Taharka Bey. See, Taharka is the person people need to watch for because he's not authentic in what he says. On one hand, now, I you know what? I'll get to that part in a second, because that has to do with his now new found obsession with trying to hang on to what them niggas said at the 5150 show. His obsession with Tariq has put him in a position where he has to discredit a man that is doing things he possibly wants to do. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Before Tariq had a museum, it was he's lying about it. Then Tariq says he's putting it together and it's almost done, and they saying it doesn't exist. Then Tariq opens it, and then they say it's not a museum. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a pattern here. It seems like there's a pick-me syndrome that happens to a lot of people who want to be out here and be the leader of all black people but can't speak for all black people. Tariq doesn't speak for all black people. Dr. Umar doesn't speak for all black people. Rizza Islam doesn't speak for all black people. Taharka Bey doesn't speak for all black people. They have this complex that they should be the leader above all black people when we need different aspects. We need different ideas. We need different opinions, but we all need to be on one accord. Working together is better than being divided. But these guys spend a lot of their times hating on each other and putting court cases on each other than they do actually fighting white supremacy that they talk about all the time. There's still no actual proof that Tariq is a so-called, agent, but enough people hate Tariq that they are willing to listen to someone with no actual evidence talk down on him because they all share the same mutual obsession/hate. That's what happens when you have people that don't think for themselves. When there's a group of people that don't think for themselves, they try to latch on to other people's ideas, which is why we have, viral tweets. When you think about it, people can't really form an opinion for themselves. They have to find the most potent phrase or the most groundbreaking statement to latch on to use as their own idea because they can't think of those type of things themselves. Then that's when they end up following people, or because they share a mutual hate for somebody. So think about it. Think about all the people that don't actually like Tariq Nasheed and think he's a grifter, think he's somebody who's lying to black people and all types of shit. Who are you going to gravitate towards? Somebody who clearly thinks and says the same things that you say. So with that came the whole slap ordeal. And when the slap happened, a lot of people talked about it. One of the people that talked about it, or some of the people that talked about it, was Corey, Holcomb, and Marcus Smith on the 5150 show. And Taharka has been holding on to that for a little while now. And over the past 5150 show that happened, Corey mentioned Taharka, but not in a way where he was like trying to disrespect the guy. He was just like saying like, yeah, there's a guy out here that is, you know, calling me a Groupon comedian, and basically said that's the type of shit that don't hurt him. It don't faze him when people say shit like that. I mean, that's neither here nor there. But here's what he had to say about Corey right here.
Said he put you on the Jumbotron. I didn't know what it was. Cause I don't have time to watch YouTube like that. I'm really busy.
YouTube.
Anyway,
YouTube.
They sent me talking about Corey Holcomb. Corey who? They sent me the video and I was like, wow, he did put me on the Jumbotron. And it was this guy here. Man, he was going in on me. Yeah, he looked like a silly fool. He looked like he posed to get smacked. That's what he said. I ain't even know who this guy was. But he had a big screen, and then they put my face on it. So I figured, this guy here. So I figured, hey, I better get me a Jumbotron. So I was inspired. I said, let me pull this old TV out the garage. Cause I don't watch no TV no more. Let me pull him out the garage. Yeah, out the garage.
What the fuck? What is wrong with this nigga? First of all, let me just ask this question. Cause I seen, how do you say it? Malachi? Is that how you say it? Am I saying it right? Sorry if I'm butchering your name. But they said, I unfollowed dude and had to press the do not recommend on my feed. He not teaching no more science. Tariq might as well fly his wife out at this point. Holy. But that was another question I was going to ask. If there was anybody that actually followed this guy and listens to what he's doing, are they there for the Tariq beef, or are they there to actually learn something about the Moorish people or Moorish world? Is he actually teaching what he's set to do? Are all those fezzes in the background for nothing? You call yourself Moorish World TV. That is your channel. And a lot of the times you spend on your videos are talking about trying to discredit Tariq, trying to talk about who says something about you. You're more fascinated and more hype and more excited about talking to Tariq than teaching the people that follow you the shit that you're apparently here to teach. See, this is why I don't try to put up a front, or I don't try to act like I'm here to do anything specific on this YouTube space other than come here and talk about the shit that I want to talk about. I cannot. People will put on this character. People will, and this is what I'm saying. They'll sit there and call somebody a grifter and all types of shit, and then turn around and make a whole YouTube page talking about Moorish World TV, and don't really sit back and spend the time to teach people. What if people actually want to learn shit? Like this person just said here, they unfollowed and had to press the do not recommend because he's not teaching no more science. There's people that actually want to know the shit. But see, people are more entertained and they get more fuel when people are there for the bullshit, for the drama, for the to sensationalize black people going back and forth and arguing and bickering. It's bullshit. A lot of people, they have some ideas. They'll read. I don't doubt that this man reads about the Moorish, about Moorish shit. I don't doubt that he has knowledge on that type of shit, but he's not doing what he set out, I believe, to do. And this is just me sitting back trying to watch. Daryl, what's up, man? Appreciate you for the 20 in the super chat. He said, why he sound like Mr. Sims from Tales from the Hood movie? Hey, I'll be doing some pretty good impressions. I should try to do a Taharka Bey impression. Hold on, let me see. Let me hear him a couple more times and see if I could do it. Amani said he know the views will drop. See, that's another thing. Like the people care a lot about views. They care really much about them. And here's the thing. It's like it's a thing where it's like back and forth. You know what I'm saying? You would hope that you get views on your videos so that people can come through and more people will, tune in with your channel. But if you're only doing certain shit for the views, it shows. And it's going to take away from the actual experience of doing this shit and actually having a meaning behind it, if you have a meaning behind it, or if you actually are just out here just trying to be yourself and have people gravitate towards you. You know what I'm saying? I could have been the type to be out here trying to talk shit about certain people, and I could have rode the wave of trying to go back and forth and act like I had a personal issue with niggas I don't know, but I don't do that type of shit. I had to remember what I got on this platform to do, and that was just come on here, spread some love, talk about some topics, say some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the topics I want to talk about, what I'm interested in, and hope that people pull up to watch. Either they do or they don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for this shit. A lot of people really take a lot of this shit for granted. They think that people are supposed to watch them, or that people should or have an obligation to tune in to what they're talking about, and they don't. They really don't.
I said, let me pull him out the garage and wipe dust up off him and see if he work. Let me see if he work. So now we got the Jumbotron. I pulled him out the garage. The dumb issue.
This nigga dropped a bomb like he said some profound shit. He said, so the other day I was in my cage. And then my owner came over to me. My owner came and he was dropping a leaf down for me. And it took me a while to get out of my shell. My neck, I had to get out there like this. Yeah, I had to get out of my shell. My shell was weighing me down. I seen the letters coming. I had to reach my neck out and grab it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Taharka Bey in this bitch. Yeah. My owner got me stuck in the garage right now. You know what I'm saying? Walking around trying to get my exercise up in the garage. I don't know, man. Some niggas just be doing too much on the internet. Some niggas just be doing a little too much on the internet. Stuck in the garage looking ass. Look, now, he has some things to say about these guys. Let's hear a little bit.
You want to call it? They begin to try to protect Corey Holcomb. They begin to say, "Oh no, it wasn't Corey. It was Marcus. It wasn't Corey. It was Marcus." Family, you know I'm transparent as ever, so let me explain it to you. Many people believe that shows like Corey Holcomb, 5150, is a show where he just turns on the camera and just talks. No, it's a producer. In other words, they produce it. And in pre-production, they already know what they're going to talk about. Press 7 if you know what I mean. They make it look organic, just like my show. You know what I mean? Just like my show. I do a lot of work. That's why I'm late right now, because I was trying to pull things together. But in pre-production, they put it together. And most people think it's just organic and random. But a lot of stuff is not organic and random, family. You have to wake up. It's not organic and random.
He's trying to say that 5150 doesn't just go on there and just like say what the fuck they say. But it's very obvious that is exactly what they do. But this is what I mean by, like, there's certain people on the internet like that like to feed narratives, because this is how they continue to keep people coming through. They want them to believe a certain thing about something, like, and it's clearly not true. But if you have people that are against that entity, they will go along with it, whether they believe it or not. Imagine 5150 actually being a scripted show, or being something where they just didn't, where they had to go on there and had, like, of course they have things to talk about. Before this nigga got on the, he said just like him, but it's not just like, if you're sitting behind and drawing out a plan and all this other shit about what you're going to do on the show, then you can call it scripted or all the other shit. But it's very clear that them niggas over there just wait till the camera turn on and then it's go time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the only thing that's playing is loose talk. And even then, that's all over the place because Darlene don't even know what she talk about half the time. She don't even do her research. God damn. Motherfuckers be stumbling over their words and over sentences and shit, not getting the story right, don't have all the facts. Like, they are the epitome of a show that wings it. But they've done a great job at winging it because they have things to talk about. Different things have happened over the years, different controversy, different people have pulled up. That's what makes that show run and do what it's been doing for years. Now, Taharka also mentioned the fact that people are saying that he was doing it for clout, and he's trying to say that he wasn't doing it for clout. But literally, when you responded to these people, you said that it was a lose-lose for Corey, but it was a win for you because you'll have all his people from over there come over to where you're at, and you'll get to tell them about who Corey really is and what they really do over there. Does that not sound like somebody who is clout chasing? That sounds like somebody who's clout chasing. And somebody who wants to spread narratives about somebody because they want people to be on their side because they're embarrassed about getting the shit slapped out of them. Now, before we move on, I got to play this part too because he said this about Mr. Tariq Nasheed and what he wants, what his message is and what he's trying to do. This is his goal. This is his purpose on when he speaks on Tariq Nasheed.
Anyway, I want to share one more thing with you. You know, it's sad that people ain't watching these patterns. Tariq Nasheed, he had told everybody.
Are we in third grade, Taharka? Nigga said patterns. I mean, I've heard some grown people say patterns before, but not. It's very slim. It's very, 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 very few. And a lot of them niggas got a learning disorder. Please learn how to say patterns. That shit is it for some reason it irks me. Maybe I'm the only one, but when I hear motherfuckers say patterns, it makes my brain hurt.
Museum would be open every day throughout the week. You know, he told everybody that. It's so unfortunate that he lies so much, and it doesn't even make sense that he lies the way he does. You know what I mean? And that people will not wake up. It's just sad. It's just sad that our people that follow Tariq Nasheed will not wake up. He tells them that they're going to open 5 days all out the week, but then he posts, he create an ad that shows that it's closed every day but Friday. But he tells them that it's going to be open every day. And let me tell you,
is that the big lie? Is that what's supposed to crumble Tariq Nasheed? The fact that he wants his museum to be open every week or all week, every day all week, but it's only open for Fridays right now because it literally just opened. Is that his big downfall? Is that what's supposed to draw people away from Tariq because it's not open every day?
You something. He just changed this because when he first opened the museum, supposedly, this whole row, except for Saturday and Sunday, was 11 a.m. to 5. So now we already know what it's going to be. As I said before, it's going to be, let me get that off there. It's going to be a boom boom room. That's all it's going to be. That's it.
You know what's crazy? And that's another thing right there. Let me just show y'all this still picture of what he's showing his people, his fans. This is what he's showing his people. It's going to be a boom boom room because of the flyer. I mean, he already showed pictures and videos of the museum inside and what's a part of it. Now, because it's not some big historical museum with statues and sculptures and different shit like that, doesn't mean it's not a museum. Now, to me, what I think of it, I think it's a showroom of black excellence. You know what I'm saying? You can't take away from somebody trying to make something of that manner. But that's why when people talk about it or try to shit on it, you see it from an envious level. Like, these people, for some reason, want to shit on it because they want it to be them. They want to be the people that are doing these things for their people, but haven't got there yet. So they try to hang on and latch on to little tiny minor bullshits. Oh, this is supposed to be open all week, but it's really open for a day. Okay, whoop-de-doo. Go there on Friday and enjoy it. Oh, it's going to be a boom boom room because of the fucking flyer and their Vivica Fox was hanging out. No, look, man. Look. We are the worst at not giving us a chance. We tear each other down before we even able to build. If you think that he is on some I want to expose Tariq Nasheed just because I feel bad for my people and they're being lied to, you are mistaken. You're being lied to. This is a person that is a part of the problem. He could ignore Tariq. Like, think about this. Let me ask this one question. If anybody from Morris World TV that supports Taharka Bey, if you watch this video and you hear this, please comment below because I really don't fucking know. Let's just say he discovers that Tariq Nasheed is an agent or just really isn't about the people, and he gets exposed, and all of a sudden Tariq Nasheed has to stop doing all the shit he's doing, and now he's just in the fucking wind floating around, and he's not the same anymore, and a bunch of people don't follow him like they did. They all trashing him, all talking shit. Okay, let's say that happens. Mission accomplished to Hurdle. What comes next? Has this man talked about anything he's trying to do for his people that he has in motion, that he's actually putting together? Or is he just showing up to events with his fez on for photo ops? What is the end goal? That's the biggest question. I swear I would love to hear his answer. What is the goal? Once Tariq Nasheed is out of the way, to Hurdle, what is your goal? What's the goal? What do you set out to do? What do you have planned for the people? It's honestly it's clear as day what people be doing on this internet. That for the viewers' sake. Exactly. Black Hippie said it for me. Everybody trying to start their own cult because they know how lucrative it is to have people be cult followers of you. That way you'll never be broke. Talk about grifting. You build a cult following, you will never go broke. These people will support you until the day they die. And these niggas spending most of their time going at other niggas instead of trying to build some shit for themselves or build some shit for their families or for their community that they love so much and trying to teach and trying to inspire and educate so much. It's a weird world we live in, man. It's a very weird world we live in. Speaking of a weird world that we live in, the Mexican cartel, they dropped off 5 of their members of the golf cartel, the Mexico's golf cartel. They dropped 5 members off, bound with rope for the kidnapping of 4 Americans that left 2 killed. And attached to their car that they were dropped off by, there was an apology letter saying, hey, my bad. My bad, Hans. We had the wrong people. I mean, shit, it happens all the time. Yeah? Please don't come over here and try to kill us, okay? We gave them up. We gave the 5 to you. We gave the 5 men to you, okay? There you go. We give you our homes. You don't take our homes. We do what we do. We sorry. We apologize. We want to leave, okay? Leave us alone. No U.S. government. No U.S. Army. No Joe Biden. We don't want none of that. Take these niggas and get away from us, please. If you don't know the story, 4 black people, 2 women, 2 men went to Mexico for one of their surgeries. One person in the group was going to get surgery. I don't know if it was lipo. I don't know if it was a tummy tuck. It was something of that nature. And while they were there, they were kidnapped. The kidnapping was caught on camera. And I think that's also another reason why these 5 people were given up so quickly and in this type of fashion with a letter attached. But the video looked horrific. You can clearly see 2 people were on the ground, definitely unconscious. They were dragging them to the truck, and you could see a trail behind them that I believe was probably blood. Very bad scene, man, and it's a very fucked up situation, and now it's causing a lot of fear mongering, as if the cartel has not existed for decades. Like, you know, of course, people like Fox News go on their station and say why you shouldn't visit Mexico anytime soon, and it's like, why did cartels just get invented? Did they just become malicious overnight? I could have sworn y'all motherfuckers was just screaming build the wall from all their murderers and rapists and all types of shit 6 years ago. I don't know. I'm just saying. But it's that fear mongering shit that they do in the news. Like, they're doing it right now with the January 6th insurrection. I debunked all that shit within 15 minutes on my last show. These niggas trying to sit here and tell you that what happened that day didn't happen. Like, they're literally saying shit like, well, we don't have all the surveillance. They need to drop the tapes. Drop the tapes. Drop the January 6th tapes. You mean all the footage that we already got from the people that were there on social media that literally painted out the entire picture of what happened? You mean like the thousands of media personnel or hundreds or however many media personnel was there taking videos and taking pictures of everything that was happening? The nigga just dropped a documentary on HBO, I think it was HBO or Hulu, about everything that led up to that moment. And he was there at the insurrection and was taking videos and interviewing people. But for some reason, Tucker Carlson and Fox News is out here trying to create a narrative that what happened that day didn't happen. Even so much so that they are acting like there isn't actual footage of that white lady, Ashley Babbitt, getting popped in the chest and dying because she literally broke through a window trying to get through a door that she wasn't supposed to go through in the Capitol because they wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. Like, he said they don't know what led up to that moment because there were no cameras next to the speaker's office. You know who the speaker is? Nancy Pelosi. It's like wording. It's the way that they set stories up that push the public to believe a certain narrative. When you say key things like that, like, oh, we don't know what led up to it because there's no cameras next to the speaker's office. So people being like, oh, there must be some shady things going on with Nancy Pelosi because she doesn't want no cameras outside her office. Hey, we didn't need those cameras outside the office. We had somebody that was with the bitch recording her when she fucking got shot. We seen what she did. Y'all act like a black officer turned around the corner and seen a white lady and shot her. He gave her multiple warnings with his gun out. Imagine that. Imagine that. It's crazy because if a black man was charging towards the police with their gun out and he got shot, white people be like, he shouldn't have charged at the police. He shouldn't have broke through the fucking door. He's literally breaking and entering. But Ashley Babbitt was a fucking tourist who walking around getting a tour of the Capitol. They were curious individuals. You see the narrative that they give white people opposed to black people, which also deads the narrative that white supremacy doesn't exist, because it does. When you create narratives about a certain group of people, people believe that shit, which is why you have white people like Scott Adams telling people to get away from black people because he sees too many videos on the internet of black people beating up white people. Why do you think that is? Do they think that videos of black people beating up white people only exist on the internet? It's crazy because, like, they will totally ignore every single instance of a mass shooter, a white mass shooter, literally killing black people because they are black, to talk about black people beating up white people. Oh, look at this video of these black guys jumping this white dude, and we're here to talk about Black Lives Matter? Yeah, right. But then you bring up a white man slaying several black people in a church or in a grocery store. Oh, it's just an isolated incident. Oh, he didn't know what he was doing. A white kid could literally say, I was listening to things on the internet, you know, from all the QAnons and the this and that, you know, the people that was supporting Trump. And the same individuals on that side will be like, well, you know, it's an isolated incident. It just, yeah, all right. Don't let these major media outlets try to make you think about something when you know what you saw. I don't mess with either side of those wings, neither left or right. They are doing the same exact job. They just look like they against each other. Crazy. They said this one white dude with a MAGA hat on incited all the people around him to charge into the Capitol. They said this. Let me see if I can find this. I need to see this video again. I just need that one clip. Where is it? Here it is. I think this might be it. Trying to see if it'll play. It's crazy how people can actually lie this bad on TV and get away with it. They're not gonna let me play it? Oh, here we go.
Is not what happened. This person arrested. Once they're not destroyed. These were not in. They could lie about them from or in the Capitol. Disputable time inside the Capitol.
Oh, it was his video, actually. My bad, y'all. Give me a second. Here it is.
People who were telling the truth, in case you were wondering how to tell the difference, is that people who are telling, they set a historic. Well, Garland, it's a sense which ahead with the because we have, and they were who the lie made a mistake, and that's okay.
Don't tell me they got rid of it. Look at them showing the Black Lives Matter. How you
cops stand back and watch it happen, and they were to assist Secret Service agents while they were under siege and getting beaten. No, she made her cops stand back and watch it happen, and they were very upset about it at the time. You may have forgotten that. Here's what it looked like.
I believe there are several fires raging now down this street, and this is what
hey,
you hate to see.
You want to know something crazy about them showing this footage? Something crazy about them showing this footage right here to try to put that fear and to their viewers is that they can't say that a police officer was killed. They can't say that one of the protesters was shot and killed. I mean, they could when it came to Kyle Rittenhouse, who wasn't supposed to be there in the first place, who was also a MAGA supporter, who is also right now on a campaign run, if you will, because he's being uplifted by these same right-wing motherfuckers who wanted to see a Black Lives Matter protester killed. They wanted to see that. So much so that they defended the actions of this young man going to a whole state he did not need to go to. How you gonna have a grown-ass man call on a 17, 18-year-old kid to come help him defend his store? Goofy shit. It's goofy shit. Who do you know does that type of shit? You ain't got no other grown-ass friends in your area. You called a kid, 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid to drive hours over to where you live so you can hand him a gun, or he came over there with the gun himself to help protect what? Because the one thing about that whole story that people keep forgetting to talk about is the fact that the protest didn't even happen where dude had him come protect. He was walking around somewhere else when he shot them dudes. He was looking for a reason to kill somebody. But they wanted to see somebody get killed during a Black Lives Matter rally so bad that they found a way to get that kid off. But what happened on January 6th was the fact that a police officer was killed. More police officers died afterwards that were involved. Protesters, the people that actually stormed, the insurrectionists, one man died of a heart attack. And another one got shot and killed because she got popped in her chest for storming through a fucking door. This is insane, man. It's insane how they try to treat people, or how they try to convince the public of some shit knowing it's a lie. They blatantly lie about shit. Headlines, man, sensationalize. They look for the headlines. That's all it is. They post us in the clickbait headlines, or the shit that's going to grab people and try to get people's attention so that they can try to bring that narrative to them. Once you click on that sensationalized headline, then they got you. They got you in their grasp. And speaking of headlines, former NBA legend Shawn Kemp made headlines after it was reported that he was involved with a quote-unquote drive-by shooting. But it is now confirmed that he was only acting in self-defense. That's right. The news says Shawn Kemp had property stolen from his car. He tracked his iPhone to Tacoma, and when he approached the vehicle, a suspect shot at him, and he fired back. Shawn Kemp ain't no hoe. And he's with the shit. You gonna try to pop a shot? You mean to tell me you tried to end my legacy right here? Shawn motherfucking Kemp? You think this was the ending of my story? Are you crazy, nigga? Hold up. Hold this right here. Fuck. Hey, hold this shit. Fuck. You shoot at me, motherfucker. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Try that shit. I love it. Real G shit. Didn't run, didn't hide. I saw that video, man. He was my man was in the middle of the parking lot, man, walking like a G. He said, "Pah!" Let that motherfucker go. Look, shout out to Shawn Kemp. I'm glad you got out of that jam, man. I'm glad this wasn't what we thought it was or what the media tried to say it was. You know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? They only had the story for a little bit and they needed to get more information. But I'm glad it came out on the right side. And I'm also glad that nobody got hurt that day, man, whether it was him or the other person. You know, some people say people deserve it. You know what I'm saying? If they did get hit, then yeah, they got what was coming to them. But the fact that nobody had to die that day, I can say I'm happy about that. People need to stop taking people's shit. You don't know who will pull up on you. And especially when we have a thing called iPhone tracking. This isn't the only thing. There's a rapper by the name of Chica, right? Right now, she's in a dilemma where she lost her wallet. But her wallet is literally pinging at the next door neighbor. So she knows for a fact that her neighbor took her wallet. Now, she may have walked out her door, dropped her wallet or some shit or misplaced it, but the neighbor took it and brought it inside. She has a way to ping her shit. And she called the police to try to let them know, hey, my wallet is pinging in the fucking apartment next to me. Can y'all please come over here and do something about it? And the only thing that they could do was knock on the door. And if nobody answered, that's it. Even though they have the clear evidence on the phone, she's showing them, look, I'm pinging my wallet and it's right here. They couldn't do shit about it, which is also very weird. It's a very weird situation. I don't know if she got that rectified or not, but imagine that. What would you do in that situation? If you lost your wallet and you pinged it and it was right next door, what are you doing? What you gonna do to your neighbor? How do you approach that situation? But either way, shout out to Shawn Kemp. I'm glad he got out of that situation, man. He didn't need to go through that shit, man. He a legend, man. Let the legend go ahead and be retired in peace, man. Y'all stop messing with people, taking people's shit with your fuck nigga ass. Now, I also have to talk about this. I wanted to talk about this because it was funny to me. Now, if you guys didn't know, Logic put out a cover to "It Was a Good Day" by Ice Cube. And it's been getting some mixed reviews. Some very mixed reviews. Now, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. I'm just going to play just a snippet of it, just a little bit of it, so y'all can hear what happened. Listen.
And everything is alright. I got a beef from Kim, you know that she could fuck all night. Called up the homies and I'm asking y'all, which courts y'all playing basketball? Get me on the court and I'm in trouble. Last week fucked around and caught a triple-double. Freaking niggas every way like MJ. Can't believe today was a good day.
So, Logic dropped a cover to "Today Was a Good Day." And Joe Budden, being who he is, decided that he wanted to talk about this happening. And, for a long time, let me just be clear. For a long time, Joe Budden has expressed the fact that he does not fuck with Logic. And he doesn't think he's a good rapper. He thinks he's trash. He thinks he should quit. Matter of fact, this is what he had to say.
Logic. I hate to continue to make a career at your expense. I don't hate it, actually. I'm glad that I have a little list to you that I get to. That's horrible to say. One day I'm going to grow up. Logic, I beg of you. I'm pleading with you. Please join me in retirement. Never step near a recording device again. Throw your phone in the ocean. Be allergic to microphones. Promise your fans nothing. Don't go to the studio ever again. You are the worst, yo. You are really, really bad. And then when we think he can't get any worse, you have the bright idea of doing an Ice Cube flip.
No, wait, that was Logic you played?
Who the fuck asked for a...
I don't know, but today seems kinda odd. No bucket.
Let me stop yelling for people. Who asked for this folk version?
Caught a triple-double. Freaking niggas every way.
Whoa, hold on. Whoa.
Flag. Throw the flag. Throw the flag.
Is he,
I didn't even hear that the first time.
I didn't hear that either.
Is he black? Is he allowed to say nigga? Who gave him
He's biracial. Everybody knows Logic is biracial.
that pass?
Weapon Nitty.
No, Weapon Nitty. Weapon Nitty would have left him in.
Now what? Now what you
They
gonna
ain't give him that
say?
pass. Who is he?
Logic.
I need to see a picture because I'm with Flip. I have no idea who.
Sensibility.
We don't know that song.
Reason. Shout out to Reason.
Rational.
Let's get a picture of Logic for Mel, please.
All right, while y'all show Mel a picture of Logic,
So
Logic says that he's half black, Flip.
And a lot of his records, right?
And in a lot of his interviews and anywhere that
The internet.
he gets a chance.
Oh.
If you have to continue to defend your blackness, you not black. You not.
Logic says that his dad is black.
Have we seen his dad?
He hadn't seen his dad.
Yo. Joe is wildin', bro. Hey, man. Now, here's the thing. What Flip said actually makes sense to me. What Flip said makes sense to me because I know a few people that do that. They try to hang on to the smallest black part of them, like the smallest percentage of black in them. They try to hang on to that and be like, yeah, I am black and I'm this and that. But you're also discrediting everything else about you. And people get ashamed about their white side when they speak on them being mixed. They don't want to say that they're part white. Some people try to block that out because they feel like they'll be stereotyped or judged. And the simple fact of the matter is, yeah, you will. But that's just life. It's life. The same way black people go around being judged as being black. It's crazy because some people hold on to, being black as a badge of honor when it's like a lot of black people don't see it that way. You know what I'm saying? We were blessed to be a blessed people, but a lot of things have been against us historically where we live, and it's like some people want to just use it because they feel like it's cool or like they feel like people could relate to them more. It's like, nah, man, be yourself. You ain't got to talk a certain way. You ain't got to tell us every waking moment of the day that you're mixed or that you're biracial. Like, for me, black is black, but some people know when that white percentage takes way over the black percentage. You probably got like a smidgen of black in you, and you probably sit up there and try to make sure people know. Like, it'd be the first thing they say, yeah, I'm black and I'm this, or they want it to be known that they're part black, so they say I'm black and instead of what the majority of them is. You know what I'm saying? And people get themselves confused in that way because they try to prove themselves when they don't need to prove themselves at all. You ain't got to prove shit. You don't have to prove shit. Now, Peter Rosenberg, somebody who loves to chime in whenever Joe Budden and Logic have some things going on, he said Logic has 2 Billboard #1 albums, 3 platinum albums, 1 gold album, and a nearly diamond single. Sorry, Joe Budden, I love you, and the Ice Cube cover was not great choice, but he has done way too well in music for you to tell him anything. Joe Budden clapped back and said, love you too, Pete, but by this logic, pun intended, you shouldn't be telling me anything about podcasting. But here's the thing, Joe Budden. Rosenberg didn't bring up podcasting. You did. And the simple fact of the matter is, you hate way too hard on that young man for being and it's crazy because Logic is one of the most positive motherfuckers in the world. That's the one thing I don't get about that. It's one thing if you don't like his music, you don't think he's a good rapper or whatever. That's cool. Everything is subjective. Nobody hates on that. You know what I'm saying? Especially me. If you don't like somebody as an artist or what they do, that's fair. It's 100% fair. But if you hate on somebody and you go to the lengths that Joe Budden is going to say certain things like this nigga should quit rapping or he's this and that, he needs to be done, I don't know, all this type of shit, you just simply hating on somebody who is successful. It's very obvious that Logic has made a career for himself in music alone. It wasn't that he was doing music and it stopped working for him, or it wasn't doing nothing for him, so he switched up the game plan and started podcasting, or he started, he became an executive, or he wanted to be the A&R, or he wanted to go and do Twitch streams and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these artists, they realize when shit ain't working for them, they move over to other shit, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But don't talk about somebody who stuck with it and actually made something great for themselves in that aspect. Logic made a great career for himself, whether you like his music or not. And I think at this point, Joe needs to give it up. Joe needs to give up talking shit about it. Like, just give it up. Logic ain't going nowhere. I think it's crazy. That's another thing that we talk about, is people's way of trying to get under people's skin. You don't know how it will affect people. And Joe's one of those people who talk about mental health and shit, just like Charlemagne does. But when it's somebody who they don't like or who they're not fond of, they're quick to try to do some shit that'll try to pull somebody out of their creativity mode, or try to make them be down about what it is that they're doing, or try to hinder them from being creative, because they have that person thinking about all the negative shit that they've been saying about them, especially somebody that has a platform of a Joe Budden or a Charlemagne the God. You got to be more conscious about certain shit like that, and don't walk out here talking about mental health or people's or protecting people's mental health and how they are, and you go out here trying to encourage people to quit doing what they love. That's crazy to me. And I fuck with Joe Budden. I ain't got no hate for Joe Budden. It's just, for this specific topic, it's just like, man, give it a rest. Leave it alone. Logic is trying to continue on doing what he does. Nothing he does affects you. But you being in the space that you're in, you're kind of bound to talk about him. He doesn't have to talk about you. You kind of have to talk about him, especially if Logic goes viral, because you're in the media space. So who really is bothered by what Logic is doing? Speaking of other people being bothered, holy shit. This is what we're going to do before we get out of here. Whack 100. Whack 100 went on his favorite place where he likes to lay down butt nilsy, stomach, belly button touching the linen, feet in the air kicking back and forth with lip gloss on, talking about other niggas, a.k.a. Clubhouse. It's his favorite place, Clubhouse. He went on there to try to reveal to the public Jay Prince just got arrested for his threats against Offset and the Migos, and the Migos are currently in protective custody, or they are in protective whatever with law enforcement because they're afraid for their lives. Well, Jay Prince went live. He took to his Instagram to let people know he was not in fact locked up, but somewhere chilling in a crib next to his pool with his evil menacing laugh and smile. He's an evil nigga right here. Jay Prince is an evil nigga. You can just tell. Just look at him laugh.
Funny to me, y'all.
Any nigga that say that some shit is funny to him, like, oh man, this shit funny to me, and then proceed to laugh but not actually laugh, like, this isn't a real laugh. This isn't a genuine laugh. This wasn't something like he didn't see no humor in it. He just laughed because he wanted to laugh. That's an evil nigga.
Man. What have this shit come down to in the world today? You know what I mean? It's I can't believe people play with people's intelligence the way they play with people's intelligence and intellect, the way they do today. People are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living, but as you can see, you know what I mean, live in a living color. This is what my jail cell look like.
Yeah. I don't know what the obsession is. I don't know what these two got going on back and forth. All I know is Whack 100 is a weirdo. He might be the feds himself. I wholeheartedly believe that Whack 100 is the feds. I think he's in close quarters with him. I think that he's working with him to get certain people out the paint. I mean, all this information that these people get, I mean, you could say a lot of his public record, but a lot of the times it's personal shit that other people can't get, which will only lead me to believe that a person works closely with law enforcement. That's all I'm saying. Somebody need to check Whack's history. See who his friends are. See who he's connected with. Because as much as this man likes to try to talk this street shit, as much as he likes to sit on the clubhouse and talk about how he'll knock somebody out and on Pyru this, Pyru that, he is very federal. Very federal. It's a weird world we live out here in these YouTube and clubhouse streets. Now, when you talk about an agent, that's who you need to look at. Somebody like that. Somebody who apparently is full blown in the streets and on that Pyru shit, but somehow creating deals and doing all this shit and have his hand here and there and be, come on, man, you can't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out in the industry for real. We know how that turns out. Look at Young Thug. Look at Casanova. Look at Pooh Shiesty. Look at YMW Melly. Look at Tay K. Look at everybody who thought they can put 1 foot in the streets and 1 foot out. Every single one of them niggas got some Rico on their back. If they ain't currently dealing with Rico, they got one cooking up in the motherfucking stove right now. I'm gonna tell you one person that'll never see it. Whack 100. You want to know why? Because he's with those people. And with that said, GMS fam, the Green Room, I hope y'all had a good one, man. You know, we about to do 3G's podcast at 8 o'clock, man. That's less than an hour, so make sure you go over to the 3G's podcast right now and hit the like button on the preview. We're going to go live and talk about some real shit over there. You know how it is. Spread some laughs, spread some joy, spread some real shit. Learn you something. Shout out to AP. Shout out to Pac G. Shout out to my GMS fam. Hit that like button on the way out, man. Follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App today if you are feeling generous. Most appreciated. GMS fam, you can become a member by hitting the join button below the video. You see it. I want to see y'all in this comment section, man. All my GMS fam, man. All the GMS fam. If you hear me right now, go to that comment section after this live. Post a comment. Let me know what you thought of the show. Leave a review. Put a GMS. Whatever you want to say. Put it in that comment section below. I'm going to see y'all there. All right? Smoke something if you got it. 3G's is on the way. You don't want to miss it. I promise you. Stay tuned, baby. GMS fam, the Green Room, we out.